All right, so get this. Today's deep dive, it's a little different.
Different good.
Oh, definitely. We're talking about the Busara Trust.
Okay.
And this is fascinating to me. It's not your typical, like, self-help thing.
No, not at all.
It's a whole blend of stuff, from ancient wisdom to, get this, modern financial strategies.
Right. It's like they look at all the ways people want to improve their lives.
Exactly.
And they were like, how can we bring all these together?
And a big part of that is, wait for it, numerology.
Yeah, like the power of numbers.
See, I think that's what makes them so interesting.
Oh, totally.
They're tapping into this desire for, holistic well-being, but they're not afraid to bring in things that some people might consider a bit,
out there?
yeah, a bit out there. Like, you don't usually see Forex trading tips
No.
mixed in with your meditation techniques.
Right. It's this wild mix, and it all started with their founder, Sheikh Tyrain L.
Now, there's someone with an interesting background. Seriously. Mathematics, martial arts, healing practices. It's like he's got a foot in every world.
And he's brought all those experiences together to create this system.
And that's what we're going to unpack today.
Exactly. Because at the heart of it all is this idea they call the divine triangle maxim of life.
Okay, divine triangle. Sounds kind of mystical.
It's actually pretty simple, but powerful.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me.
So picture a triangle, right?
Got it.
Each point represents either health, wealth, or knowledge of self.
So it's like those three pillars everyone talks about.
Exactly.
Ah.
But the Busara Trust, they take it a step further, right? They say neglecting one side, it weakens the whole structure.
Interesting. So you can't just focus on getting rich if you're ignoring your health.
Exactly. They believe that true self-improvement, like real lasting change, requires this balanced approach across all three areas.
So it's about finding that harmony between taking care of your body, your mind, and your finances.
Precisely. And that's where their methods get really interesting, particularly when it comes to health.
Yeah, because they don't just advocate for, like, your typical eat your veggies approach.
No, they've got this two-pronged system, right?
Yeah.
On one hand, they're all about a plant-based alkaline diet.
Okay, so that's inspired by Dr. Seppi's work, right?
Exactly.
And then on the other hand, they've got Qigong, which is...
Ancient Chinese practice, yeah.
Now, both of those are super popular these days, but I'll admit I'm still wrapping my head around, like, the specifics.
Sure.
So for someone like me who's maybe heard the buzzwords but doesn't fully get it, what's the core philosophy there?
Okay, so starting with the alkaline diet, the idea is that by eating foods they classify as alkaline, you're basically trying to positively impact your body's pH balance, which they link to various health benefits.
Okay, so it's all about balancing things out internally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning, though, this whole concept of an alkaline diet,
Yeah.
it's not without its critics in the scientific community.
Right. Always good to keep in mind.
Now, Qigong, on the other hand, is fascinating.
Tell me more.
It involves coordinating these slow, gentle movements with deep breathing and meditation.
Okay, so it's like a moving meditation in a way.
Exactly. And the goal is to cultivate and balance your qi, which is basically your vital life energy, according to traditional Chinese medicine.
Right. So it's about more than just the physical movement.
Exactly. It's about harmonizing your mind, body, and breath.
Okay, I'm with you so far. But here's the thing I'm still trying to grasp.
Yeah.
How does the Busara Trust actually link these practices like the diet and Qigong to, say, financial success? Because on the surface, they seem miles apart.
Ah, well, that's where their whole concept of holistic well-being comes into play.
Okay, so walk me through it.
They believe that by focusing on your physical and mental health through things like, diet and Qigong, you're essentially creating a strong foundation for every other area of your life.
Interesting. So it's like they're saying you can't build a solid financial house on a foundation of, like, junk food and stress.
Exactly. They're saying a healthy body and a clear mind are prerequisites to building wealth or achieving any other goal, for that matter.
It's like they're saying investing in your health is the ultimate investment strategy, right?
In a way, yeah. And it's not just about the physical, right? This is where their whole knowledge of self thing comes in, and specifically their take on numerology.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that because I'll be honest, when I hear numerology, I think of those personality quizzes you see online.
Like, what's your spirit animal?
Exactly. But the Busara Trust, they're not messing around with that surface level stuff.
Oh, no, they take it way deeper.
So what's their deal with numbers?
They've developed this whole system called divine mathematics. Basically, they believe numbers aren't just like quantities, They have vibrational frequencies that can influence our lives.
Okay, so less about your lucky number is 7 and more about,
It's more about understanding the deeper meaning behind those numbers,
yeah.
especially the ones connected to your birthday, right? They can reveal patterns, tendencies. It's like a blueprint.
A divine blueprint, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where they kind of diverge from your typical numerology. They've
Yeah.
gone and integrated it with Napoleon Hill's 16 laws of success.
Whoa, okay, now we're bringing in the big guns of self-help.
Right. Like combining ancient wisdom with like classic success principles.
For those of us who might need a refresher, what's the gist of Hill's work?
So his book, it came out back in 1928, but it's still hugely influential today, right? And his central idea is all about having a definite chief aim.
So basically knowing what you want out of life.
Exactly. And then using principles like persistence, self-belief, all those good things to achieve it.
Timeless stuff. But how does the Busara Trust connect that to numerology? Because on the surface, they seem kind of different.
Well, that's where their idea of personal cycles comes in.
Okay, tell me more.
So they believe that by analyzing your numerology, you can identify these specific periods in your life that are better suited for certain actions.
So, like, certain times are better for taking risks, while others are for playing it safe.
Exactly. So one cycle might be prime time for going all in on that business idea, just like Hill talks about.
Makes sense.
While another cycle might be more about, introspection, self-improvement, refining your strategies.
So it's like, instead of just saying be persistent, they're saying, here's when and how to be persistent to get the best results.
Exactly. It's about working with your natural rhythms, not against them.
I like that. Now, how does this whole personal cycles thing play into their approach to wealth building? Because we know they get into some pretty specific stuff there, especially with Forex trading.
Right, which I have to say that's probably the most surprising element of their whole thing.
It's a wild card, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from ancient breathing exercises to the fast-paced world of currency trading pretty quickly.
Right, like what do those two things even have in common? But that's the thing with the Busara Trust. They see it all as connected.
Interesting.
They believe that understanding your divine blueprint through numerology, it can actually give you an edge in your financial life, too.
So it's like they're saying, don't just blindly jump into Forex trading. First, understand yourself, your strengths, your cycles, and then use that knowledge to navigate the market.
Exactly. And here's where it gets even more intriguing, and some might even say controversial.
Yeah.
They actually share daily Forex trades with their community members.
Wait, seriously? They're giving out actual trading advice. Isn't that, like, kind of risky?
It's definitely an unconventional approach, and to be clear, we are not endorsing this or guaranteeing any results.
Yeah.
But it speaks to their whole philosophy, right?
How so?
They're all about community, shared learning, transparency. They believe that by being open with their trades, it can empower others to learn and potentially benefit as well.
It's a bold move, for sure.
But it's very much in line with their overall approach of taking these unconventional ideas and making them accessible.
So it's not just about hoarding knowledge, it's about sharing it and growing together.
Exactly. And that's where the community aspect really shines. They've created this space where people can connect, share their experiences, and support each other on this journey of, self-discovery and self-improvement.
It's kind of cool, actually, taking this very personal concept of knowing thyself and turning it into a shared experience.
Right. Because self-improvement, it can be really isolating if you're doing it alone.
Yeah, totally. You need that support system.
Exactly. And having people who get your values, who understand your unique approach, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. It's like having a tribe of like-minded people on this journey makes all the difference,
Absolutely. It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And the Busara Trust, they're all about going far.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe not in the way you'd expect, right?
No, not at all. They're not just like handing you a map and saying, here's the path to success. It's more like
they're giving you a compass.
Yeah.
And a few maybe unusual tools. And then they're like, okay, let's explore this uncharted territory together.
And that's what I find so intriguing about them.
Definitely.
It's exciting, but it's also, a little daunting. So for someone listening who's like, okay, this is a lot, what are the key things to remember about the Busara Trust? What makes their approach different?
I think it's the way they blend these totally different things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we're talking ancient wisdom traditions and modern financial strategies, and then numerology is the thread that connects it all.
Yeah, it's like they're bridging spirituality and like practical everyday life.
Exactly.
And they're saying you can have both.
Yeah, and you should find what works for you, right? It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. They want you to find your own unique path.
Absolutely. And to do it with intention, not just blindly following someone else's rules.
Exactly. And yeah, they talk about wealth building, but it's not about get-rich-quick schemes. It's about aligning your actions with your values, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses,
Right, it's bigger than that,
and doing it all within this supportive community.
which I think is what makes them stand out.
Definitely. Because it can be so easy to get caught up in, like, the individualistic side of self-improvement, you know?
Totally. Like, I got to do this all on my own.
Exactly. But the Busara Trust, they're saying, no, let's do this together. And I think that's really powerful.
Absolutely. Well, this has been fascinating. A deep dive into the world of the Busara Trust, everyone. A world of, well, ancient wisdom, modern strategies, and a little bit of mystical intrigue.
Don't forget the numerology.
Oh, right, and the numerology. A very unique blend, to say the least. So if you're feeling adventurous, go do some exploring. You might be surprised what you discover about yourself and maybe even the world around you. Until next time, keep those minds open and those compasses handy.
And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.